Hi, this is Lulu, Crafting Anonymous, and today I'm going to show you how you can decoupage a pumpkin. You can do a pumpkin craft with your child. They can craft right along with you. So what I'm going to first do is take a Dollar Tree pumpkin, and if it's not already white or off-white, we want to make it that color. The reason is the napkins that you choose will look a lot better against a white or off-white surface. So this is a craft that I've done with my grandson when a few months ago we did some pumpkins, and we also did a treasure chest. We used a napkin from his birthday, and it was a Mario Brother napkin, and we decoupaged it on a treasure chest, and so he had a lot of fun doing that. And you know, he's only 4 years old, and he was able to tear the napkin in pieces and apply it, and you know, with grandma's assistance as far as oversight and making sure he didn't oversaturate it, and it looked really nice. So once this pumpkin's dry, I'm going to select our napkins. I'm going to be using 2 different napkins. I have an idea. I don't know how it's going to look, but we'll see when it's, well, you saw it in the picture how it looked, I guess, on the cover page. But anyway, so once this is dry, you want to make sure it's dry. You can paint the stem also if you want, and you could leave it. It actually looks pretty good just like that, doesn't it? Just like the white. Ta-da, I'm done. You could glitz that pumpkin up in a different way. You could put some beads on it or a ribbon and do all kinds of things with it. But we're going to decoupage today. So I'm going to use Elmer's glue. So usually I would use polyacrylic or Mod Podge, the brand, but Elmer's glue works just as well. It's a little thick so for decoupaging, so I add just a little bit of distilled water. The reason I use distilled water is because distilled water, if I weren't to use it all, if I didn't use all the mixture that I mixed, I would be able to use it again, use it later if I seal it up, because it's in with distilled water and it won't mold. So you remove the other plies of napkins. You want to just have the single ply. And I use some painter's tape to do that, a little piece on both sides, and it helps you separate the napkin. And make sure you take it down to 1 layer. 1 napkin was 2 layers and 1 was 3. So I just am I want to use this one plaid pattern first, so I'm taking that. And you just apply a real thin coat of the Elmer's glue. If you put too much on it, the napkin's going to start to tear. And so you just want to, and it's okay if there's wrinkles on it, because that's kind of a nice effect for this. And it would be really hard not to have wrinkles when you're doing this project because of the curves. But the wrinkles do look good. You just want to make sure that you have enough and it's sealed down. And if I'm taking a piece of saran wrap, and sometimes that helps to pat it down. Normally I'd use an iron with a piece of parchment paper over the top of it, but it's very difficult to do that in a curved surface. So I'm just adding as little bit of glue as I need. And it doesn't matter if the patterns match up on this. It's just a really nice effect. You don't really sit there and stare and see that the patterns don't match. So it just really doesn't matter. But sometimes it's hard to get over that. I used to have that problem, but now I don't. So I'm just tearing pieces, and I'm removing the straight edge because with the jagged edge, it kind of blends better. For some reason, I do not know why, but it just does. It works out perfect that way. So you just keep applying until you've got the whole pumpkin covered. Now I sped this up. It took me about an hour to do this pumpkin. I got a phone call in between, and I was chit-chatting while I was making it. So, but it'll probably take that long with working with kids. So anyway, but what you want to do is, like you could just, depending on the age of your child or grandchild, you would either work it with them or try another project first before you do this, so that they understand what the Mod Podge, what the decoupaging is. A flat surface, you could do that, but it wouldn't. It depends on their age. If they're a little older, my grandson was 4 and we did it together. It's not something I would just let him do by himself because he needed some guidance. But once they are a little older and they've got that down, it's something that you could be doing your fancy pumpkin and they can be doing theirs. And it's kind of fun picking out their own patterns and napkins. So you can get napkins anywhere. You can get them at the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Target, the grocery store, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, all those craft stores. TJ Maxx has them. Home Goods. Napkins all over the place. You might even have some from the holidays. Like I said, we used my grandson's birthday napkin to do the treasure chest that we did this year. So there's just an abundance of napkins. You can get real fancy ones on Amazon. They have napkin clubs. It's just really nice. But isn't this looking cute? I really like that. So we're just taking it and just piecing it together and just filling in the blanks. It doesn't have to, there's no rhyme or reason for it. Sometimes, I'll try to keep things, if I'm using a different napkin, I'll try to do things and make sure I keep things going the same direction. You don't want things to be upside down unless it looks okay. But generally, if there's a napkin that has a pattern, you want to make sure it's going the right way. So, and I'll show you that the next napkin I'm using is going to have that scenario. So I'm just piecing, sometimes I got a little heavy-handed with the brush and I made a little tear, and all you do is just find a piece and just patch it right up. So, and you won't even, no one's the wiser. You'll never see it. Isn't this looking so cute? I'm just loving this. I just wanted to do this and show you all how many things you can do with your children, and don't let it stop you here with just doing, because I'm doing the pumpkin. You can decoupage so many things, pieces of wood. Every season has at the certain craft stores and discount stores, they have like little wood plaques and things that you could find for that season in decoupage. Like a Christmas is coming up, you could do a Christmas tree. You could do an angel. It's just really endless possibilities of what you can do. You can get scrap wood and decorate it. So I'm just going along here, and like I said, the whole video took me an hour, but I shortened it up here to 17 minutes for you so that we could, you could see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And you just want to make sure those grooves are flat, that you don't have bubbling. That's why you kind of like lay it into the grooves and you kind of roll it into it. So, and if you run out of the glue mixture that you made up, just go ahead and tear and make a little more. You just use a brush. So you could use a sponge to apply it if your children aren't good with holding something like a brush if they're young. You can use a sponge, so it's just really easy. But this is, and then we'll show you how we're going to decorate it. But isn't this looking cute? I'm loving this pattern. Just loving it. I got those napkins, I think, at the Dollar Tree. So, fall napkins. So, yeah, and it'll dry because you're using the Elmer's glue, or you could use any glue. You can use just any white glue. I had a really good deal at one of the stores. They were having back to school sale, and then I got bottles of that glue for 25 cents each. So, and it's working really well. It peels off easy. You don't have to worry about burns, about the kids burning themselves. It's not toxic. And they use Elmer's glue or white glue in school. So it's really, something that they're used to using. And especially because we watered it out, it's not going to make a big mess. And we're almost done here with this piece of the pumpkin. Again, just keep adding pieces until we're done. And again, my name's Lulu, Crafting Anonymous, and I'm here to show you just some simple things that we can do and show you, during the holidays or any time of year. And if you're liking this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe, because I am here to show you all kinds of crafts. And I'm trying to also make sure that I include crafts for the children, because, we want to keep their minds out of video games all the time, and out there, using their imagination and crafting. I know I crafted since I was probably, 4 or 5 years old, and I just grew from there. Doing the decoupaging back in the 70s, that was really big. I remember doing decoupaging and crackling and things like that, using glue and other mediums, and look at it, we're still doing it today. So this is something that your children will remember, and our grandchildren will remember doing with you. And it's a technique that probably is going to go with the ages, that they'll be teaching their children and grandchildren, because it's just such a really nice technique. And over the years, we've modified it a little bit to make it a little more fancy, so who knows what it'll be like someday. But look how cute that was. Look at that. So now I've got another napkin that I'm going to use, and I'm going to go over it. And at first I was thinking I would do them both at the same time, but then I decided it would be better just to do this plaid pattern first and then put the other napkin over. So that has pumpkins and gourds on it. So I'm just going to tear. Now you can use the wet pen method or the water pen method or a brush method to apply to go around the napkin pattern so that you can tear it, or you can just tear it very gently. And so I just removed a gourd and a pumpkin from that napkin, and I'm going to put it over the plaid pattern. And I'm going to be decorating with some leaves and things, so I'm making sure that it's in the middle of the pumpkin so that I can not have it covered from the top when I decorate the top of it. So you can see there's a pumpkin and a gourd, so now I'm just going to go around, all the way around the middle of it, and I'm going to just decorate the outside just to give it some fall pattern. So if I wanted it for another holiday, I could have done something else. And I'm loving this blue that is out this fall. It's so pretty. So both napkins have the blue in it. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just loving it. So I'm going to have some blue accents to go up on the top with it. And this one, because of fall, you could have this out from the beginning of the fall all the way through Thanksgiving. And it'd be a nice centerpiece or a hostess gift. This one pumpkin that I'm doing would be a great hostess gift, or a gift for a neighbor, or a gift at the office or to the teacher. It's just a nice little simple gift, and it doesn't really cost a lot. It probably cost me $3 to make when I add all the pieces together. What the accents that I'm going to put on the top of the pumpkin and the napkin, probably $3. So, and this is, you can do anything. Most of us have a lot of this stuff around the house, so you don't have to get real fancy. Just using things, or a family member or neighbor or somebody might have some napkins laying around. And then for the kids, you can do this for Halloween. You can get some scary napkins, or you could even just paint it and let them color on it. Draw on the pumpkin. It's just, once you've painted it and you have a nice, solid surface, solid color for them, there's a lot to do. So just letting them use their imagination is what's great. So I'm just tearing pieces out. Now this napkin that I'm tearing from, the pumpkins go in every direction. So I'm tearing them out so that I have them all going the same direction, because this pumpkin sits one way and I don't want them topsy-turvy. And you see how the blue and the gourd looks really good with the blue and the plaid. It's, I just can't say enough of that. You're going to hear me say that over and over in my videos if I use that blue, because I just love it. Absolutely love it. So with this one pumpkin, I'm seeing that it's not laying correctly. So I'm gonna tear I think maybe not. I'm laying it down and I'm gonna tear the pumpkin so it goes in the right direction. So that they both go, yeah, because it was like laying down on the bottom. So I'm just gonna tear it and resituate it, and no one will be the wiser, because you really can't see the tears in this. It's just amazing. It looks like it was supposed to be that way. So again, I'm just laying down that pattern, and when it's all dry, everything just pops. It just looks really beautiful. And it's okay that you see the plaid behind maybe some of the coloring on it, because I just can't describe how good it looks, if I do say so myself. So I've got one more piece that I need to put on it, and then we'll start decorating the top. And it's just, look how beautiful that is. There we go. All right. So now we'll do the top. And I have some ribbon that I had from Easter. It's yellow and orange, but the orange looks really good with the pumpkin. So I'm just brightening it up a little bit. The yellow reminds me of sunflower seeds. So just putting that on there, give it a little brightness. And then I have some leftover blue leaves that I had from another project. So since that's styrofoam, they poke in there really well. So I'm just covering the top with that. And I'm just going to add a little orange accents to it too. I had some beads. So being a crafter, I have a lot of things laying around. And so I save all the leftovers. So anything, leftover goes in a little bin, and it doesn't take much to decorate the top of this. So I'm just poking it in there. And I have some little like blueberries. They're like little fuzzy blueberries, and putting those in there and just filling up the top, and there you go. Now I'll glue those down.